Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bit of a late night or early morning bit of pod racing, depending on where you are in the world. Today we have for you That's No Good versus KryptoRacer. Should be a kind of an interesting match. I actually don't know who the favorite's going to be here. I am Nock. I am joined here by Zalasklar. Zalasklar, how you doing?
Hello, I'm not doing my best. I have a cold, but I will try my best anyway.
I hope some good pod racing will cheer you up at least.
Yeah, I mean, That's No Good has been around for some years, right? And KryptoRacer I haven't seen before, but I think he's been around too.
Crypto, this is his first tournament, at the very least. I think he's somewhat of a newer runner, learning pretty fast from what I've seen of him. But I don't have a good handle on either of these players' PBs or anything. So this could be a pretty exciting back and forth match.
Yeah, I know he beat me once with a skip on Abyss. That was insane. He
Oh,
was
right.
really good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. So definitely a lot of familiarity on different strategies for crypto.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but is Crypto on console?
Yes, he is playing on PlayStation. So we'll have the console disadvantage of not having a dedicated nose down button.
Oh, so he's doing the old school style with the control stick up for.
I believe so, unless I'm mistaken and he has a controller at battles. I believe that's his only option.
All right. But I think the big disadvantage is that he cannot change his frame rate, right?
There is also that he will be locked into 60 FPS the whole time, so we'll
Oh,
hopefully be seeing him on pretty low traction upgrades to compensate. Both races are ready, so I'm going to start the countdown.
right.
And let's see what these players have on Doug Derby. Pretty bold first track choice, I would say.
Yeah, that zigzag is everything. It's especially for I cannot imagine doing it on lower or full frame rate 60. That must be really hard to do.
Yeah, this first hairpin, too. And hopefully we'll see the real start soon. Looks like That's No Good's in place for it.
Okay.
Oh, and Dom questioning even picking Ben here on console. That says even he can't make that work. Which, if Dom can't make it work,
Yeah. Uh, no, I mean, I was also a new player once, some years ago, and it's really hard to pick up from experience. It's hard to pick up what's good. So maybe Crypto's picked up that, oh yeah, Ben is the best pod to go for everything, but doesn't know the settings behind that requires for Ben to work.
yeah, entirely possible. At the very least here, though, pulling way ahead as he takes the shortcut path. And That's No Good taking a death, but Crypto takes one back, so that'll be more or less a wash.
Oh, neither of them in the. That was before the zigzag and after zigzag. I've done that before.
Yeah, that tight chicane there is just dastardly. 43-second lap time for Crypto, 51:15 for That's No Good.
It's
A lot of
repairable.
work to make up here.
Oh, no, he doesn't take the short way. No, that's no good. He misses it somehow.
Oh, and
I,
goes careening
oh,
into the pillar.
I almost forgot about that one.
Yeah, you almost don't think about it since the shortcut just skips right past it.
Oh,
Oh,
crash from that's no good. And new personal best from Crypto. Yeah, he's looking strong here.
Yeah, not doing the, full world record strats or anything, but I like this from Crypto. He looks pretty solid. He's not trying to overboost or anything. Looks like That's No Good just doesn't know to take that shortcut.
It looks like he's on full traction as well. He's making itself really harder. Or maybe he's used to this too.
Yeah, you might be right about that. He doesn't look like he's sliding so much.
Mm. Alright. 156, I think, and 9 for Crypto.
Not bad, considering a death and the limitations of console.
Yeah, and 227 for That's No Good.
Alright, let's see what the permabans are.
Weird. It looks like That's No Good is on one R100 traction. See?
Oh yeah, that profile does say 100. I would have no idea from just the stats on the pod.
Yeah. I really hope they also changed the refresh rate of the screen uh, from 144 hertz to 16. Because I got a new screen from before, and that was a thing I wasn't aware of, and it really makes a difference in this game.
Oh, huh. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I mean, I tried Bullseye, uh, 60 FPS on 144 hertz. You touch the wall and you explode. It's insane.
That's no good. Still in the think tank on first permaban.
Yeah, so they're doing the permanent bans now, right?
Yeah, that's what they're deciding on. That's no good. Typing Abyss. Okay, there we go. Now it's in, or just need to get him to select it in the dropdown for Bono. Okay, there we go. Abyss will be That's No Good's first ban. Let's see what Crypto takes out. I would expect to see most of the hard tracks go.
Yeah,
Gauntlet from Crypto.
Gauntlet. It's a long track, and those gravity tunnels, yeah, it's a very uh,
Makes sense,
you.
though. I thought Crypto knew the skip, which might have been a potential counterpick for him.
It's one of the easier skips, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty hard to avoid dying in the tunnel after it, but at the same time, if you know it and your opponent doesn't, you're gonna win almost no matter what you do.
Okay.
Fire Mountain Rally from That's No Good and Executioner from Crypto. No love for the Uvu tracks.
I can imagine that those tunnels can be fickle. Say at least. What's the best in the tunnels? Is it better to have to say low gravity or high gravity, high traction or low traction?
Lower traction to a point. If you have too high traction, you'll basically get stuck in the center of the tunnel and not be able to dodge anything. but if your traction is too low, just trying to move to the side will swing you out so wide you'll crash into the wall and die.
Yeah, I noticed this with bowls. Bowls
Uh
from
huh. Bulls is a bad
yeah,
offender of that.
yeah. Learned it the hard way.
We have a Ben ban from That's No Good and Crypto taking out Bumpy's Breakers. It looks like we are going to Punta Training Course, no forces.
And without Ben, that means bowls, right?
Bulls should be second fastest here. Crypto was talking before the match about practicing Elan Mac as an alternative to Bulls, actually. That's maybe a safer pick.
Yeah, how goes the top tier now again? It's Ben, it's bowls, and
I
then
believe it's Beto after that. And then there's this cluster of Elan, Mahonic, and Mars, who are all similar speed.
okay.
And that does make sense, Dom. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the tunnels on all of the Uvu tracks is just having a pattern, but that is a fair point that on Vengeance and Executioner, max traction and frame rate is the strategy. And Crypto hovering between Elan and Bulls. I wonder if he's maybe deciding to take the riskier pick since it's an easier track.
I mean, bowls controls very. I think he's slippery. With Elan, it's easier to. He's slidey, but bowls feels. I don't know. It just. I think it's real hard to master bowls. I think it's easy with Elan for some reason.
I would tend to agree. Bulls' traction and turn rate are both so low that, yeah, like you said, he feels like he slips all over the place. Whereas Elan has that lower traction, but it feels more like he's just a really good drifting pod.
Hmm. Okay, some practice.
Crypto taking decent lines, a little wide here in practice, but safe but fine is probably the right strategy for him. Bullseye for that's no good. That'll be quite a disadvantage speed-wise for him if he does end up going with that.
Yeah, he needs to be perfect to have a chance.
Alright, countdown is going out. Both players have given the ready. So it looks like a Bullseye versus Elan. I don't know exactly how much slower Bullseye will be than Elan on this track, but I would guess it's in the realm of 5 to 10 seconds.
The snow doesn't practice though. That might be a sign of confidence.
True. It was his pick, so hopefully he's practiced this.
Hmm. There is a curse. If you practice too much, uh, when I practice, I never do a full lap. I just quickly try to feel out the pod, and then that's it. I feel that I don't know. If you practice and you make a perfect run, then you have way more stress on you. For some reason.
Yeah, I also, if I'm comfortable on the track, just as for time's sake, I won't do the full thing. And this is the real start. Get the sync pause in and we'll see where we're at. actually looking a lot more even than I was expecting. Now, That's No Good is, I think, like a half second ahead on the sync pause. Oh no! Oh
Oh,
no!
they both!
You don't see that every day. Wow.
Oh,
Very
see?
unfortunate for both of them.
Curse of practice. Crypto was doing good in practice, and then this happens.
But That's No Good still a second behind on that lap, just thanks to Bullseye's boost thrust being so much slower than Elan's.
Hmm.
And actually taking a lot of off-road there. It looks like he knows that the right line is to go over the hill, but is going a little bit too far and cutting into the slow terrain.
I think it's easier to think as well that you need to boost all the time, even squeeze them in before tight corners. But that's not the case always.
Right. Yeah, and you're right, we do see, let's see if he does it here. Yeah, taking this 90 degree really wide.
Uh-oh, red engine on Crypt.
Oh,
It's no
and
good.
he's not repairing it. Repair it. No.
You need to repair it, man. You need to repair it. Okay.
Very unfortunate that red engine pulling him into the off-road for most of the back straight there. Much closer, though. Only a 5-second disparity between them, so... You know, a couple mistakes from Crypto on a track That's No Good as prepped, and we could easily see That's No Good take a track here.
Hmm. Maybe we even see red wine wasn't banned, was it?
Oh, dear. Whoopsie. There's a typo in Botto, and now it thinks that Crypto lost.
That's what happened when you rely on AI. Can we fix it?
I'm gonna try to find out. At the very least, we can have the players tell each other their bans and have them select, but...
Is it getting sorted out?
Yeah, we're gonna have the runners just not use Botto for a sec and type out their bands manually, and then if and when we fix Botto, uh, we'll switch back to that.
Okay.
So that's no good is banning Ben.
Did they ban grab wine?
Rabvine is still on the table. Fire Mountain Rally was banned.
Okay. That's no good. Seems to like bullseye, so that's a track where he should be practicing on.
One would hope. I believe That's No Good is also a fan of Bunta Classic with Bullseye, though I may be misremembering. Crypto is banning Howler Gorge. And let's see, let's hope That's No Good has some forces prepped. If he wants to use them both, he'll likely want to start now, unless he's got something really spicy with a double force on the last track.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see some pod bans here. A bullseye mirror.
That might be one of Crypto's best, or sorry, That's No Good's best shots. Yeah, just taking out Bulls and Elan or Bulls and Aldar.
Yeah, I hope he's aware of that ban because, yeah, that will work really good for him.
Sunken City is the pick.
That tunnel shortcut is gonna be tricky for both of them. Unless they hit the brakes a lot.
Yes, that tunnel shortcut is a place where even very, very, very experienced players will crash some amount of the time. Hey, no forces, just straight up Sunken City with Ben gone. And it looks like Crypto doesn't have a Ben PB here. His fastest 3-8 lap and 1 lap time were both Anakin.
I think maybe people underestimate these Aqualaris tracks because they seemingly not as difficult as others. But there are some bottlenecks that's pretty nasty. I may say maybe he's practiced more on the other tracks than the Aqualaris ones.
Possibly. I would tend to agree that, with the exception of Aqualaris Classic, the Aqualaris Clax tracks are kind of tough just thanks to that shortcut.
Hmm.
Alright, players are ready. Countdown has been given, so we should see the real start soon. Looks like Crypto doesn't know the shorter line there either.
How much time do you win by taking left there?
It's not a huge amount. I think it's in the realm of half a second per lap.
Okay. This is gonna be tough for That's No Good.
Yeah, if the speed difference between Bullseye and Elan is bad, it's much worse against bulls. That's no good. Will make up a little bit of time there by taking the faster route. Let's see how
It's
they
all
manage
of
the
this
shortcut.
shortcut. Yeah. Nah. Ah, that's too good. And Krypton.
Oh, both taking bad crashes there. Crypto, I didn't see. Were you watching Crypto more carefully? Did he take the safer version of the shortcut?
I sadly wasn't really looking. I don't think so. He made the first part, but oh, I think he went for the other one.
And on
But
just on track familiarity alone, that's no good. Flying ahead.
yeah, because after respawn, he actually went to the left anyway and went for the longer shortcut. He went through the fence, you know.
Right. Good that he
And
knows the backup.
yeah, and Crypto made a full lap there. So that might actually work for That's no good.
I think. Well, let's see. 141 for that's no good. Oh, and another death for Crypto.
Ah, that
That is
eight
not what you
figure.
want to see.
But you're supposed to take left there, right? Or there's no difference.
The difference is minimal. I believe the world record goes right, but it's harder? I know that's what they do
Ah,
on Aqualaris Classic, at least.
okay. Okay, shortcut 4. That's not good. He's nailing it. Ooh.
Very clean.
Yep. Minimal braking as well.
And Crypto is trying to
Okay.
take the safe version.
I think that was the exact same spot.
Yeah, not respecting that turn enough. Ah, okay, Dom is saying you go left at the start and right at the end. So I guess on lap 3, it's more optimal to go right side.
Okay.
It's pretty incredible to see Bullseye with such a massive lead over Bulls. Oh, that's no good. Please repair that engine.
Oh, yep. Yeah, and Crypto slowly but surely. Let's see if he manages a good shortcut, then he might catch up.
Potentially. I think he needs at least... He needs to take the shortcut clean and... Oh! I don't think
Oh,
it's in the cards anymore.
oh, but that's no good. Also crashes at the doors, and Crypto got. Was that the kill spot?
Yeah, he went over that texture kill spot in the tunnel. Oh,
Yeah.
that's no good. Going to almost a stop. But guess the shortcut.
Yeah, that still wins in time then. Not going there.
Yeah, I actually like seeing that. Just braking, making sure he's going to make it cleanly. It saves a lot
Yeah.
more time than dying does.
There was a mistake I did as a beginner. I don't know how, but somehow I picked up. I thought I heard someone say that. Oh, yeah, you should brake as little as possible, or not at all. But on some tracks, is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and certainly like at a more beginner level of braking and not dying, just so much better than crashing by trying to push yourself farther than you can go. 452 for that's no good. Very solid win for him here. Crypto looking very unfamiliar with this track.
And 60 FPS on both, that's going to be a nightmare.
Ah, I see what you mean, Dom. 507 for crypto. Wow.
Yeah, as you said, it seems like Desna could have more experience or knowledge about the tracking.
Yeah, didn't take it the fastest, but knew all of the strategies. Seemed very comfortable. We've
Hmm.
got a bullseye pod ban from crypto, and that's no good taking out Grabvine Gateway. Probably smart. And we are going to Ando Prime Centrum.
That's a track that's easy to overlook, I think. It got a zigzag, but other than that, it's more about boost management.
Yeah, it can be fairly difficult to use all of your boosts there, especially if you're taking the hairpin. You're probably going to end up underheating.
Hmm.
I do think it's one of the more visually interesting tracks, so always fun to see it in tournament.
Oh, and going Ben. I mean, there's no other option, but
Well, yeah, we'll see how Crypto handles the hairpin. I mean, it's his pick, so he's hopefully prepped this. But that hairpin seems pretty nasty at 60 FPS.
yeah, he needs to hit the brake a lot. What is the best setting for Ender Prime?
Um, Best, I'm unsure. I do it at about 30 frames per second in an R60.
Hmm.
And both players are ready. Countdown is out.
And is there a strategy to survive that first ice block? I always
Yeah,
feel... Yeah,
if if you hit it in the center, it kills you. If you hit it on the side, you're fine.
okay. Yeah, because that one is always scary for you, because if you slide too much, I noticed that if you slide so much that your end rear touches the wall, then that leads to explosion. So it always nerves me to do that ice one, because I don't want to slide too much.
Yeah, it's a nasty turn. No two ways about it.
Let's see if that's not go. Yeah, I
Oh,
think he knows about it, but I think he missed it.
yeah, I think you might be right there. Big disadvantage for. Oh, but Crypto crashing in the hairpin.
Yeah, he went too hard into it. Oh, that's no good. Come to a halt, but he survives at least.
I'm not sure that Snookut's hairpin was actually any faster than Crypto's with that huge bonk. Both of them taking the right side path here, which is technically the fastest. It's pretty tricky to do well, though.
Yeah. That's no good. Seems to have a problem with holding boost as well. This is what I'm talking about. He thinks he needs to boost all the time, but he needs to boost out of turns. He's boosting into turns. KryptoRacer again.
Yeah, that hairpin is really messing him up. Oh, and that's no good, too. Neither of them breaking there, and they're both coming at it from the harder way to enter. If you go up the left there, it's a much easier entry into the hairpin. but still with much better boosting and cleaner lines, Crypto way ahead here. 57-second lap, very respectable with a death.
What would a world record lap be in this race?
World record lap? In the ballpark of like a 51-second lap, you're very happy.
Hmm.
I should say laps 2 and 3. Lap 1 will be a bit slower.
Go was going in hard for that zigzag, and KryptoRacer catching the wall there somehow?
Yeah, he just barely clipped one of the protrusions from the wall. Doesn't look like it's going to matter. He's basically out of places to die. Oh, really? Dom is saying actually all of the laps are basically the same time. Shows what I know. Crypto coming out to win with the 258. Not a terrible time considering crashes on every lap.
Yes, that's some free at least. It's yeah, that race could have gone either way.
Yeah, if that's
Seems
no
like a
good, just needed to clean up a little bit in the hairpin. Is that right, Dom? Okay, yeah. So world record pace, you want to be doing 51-second laps to get a 233 total. So not something we'll likely see in tournament.
yeah. It's you really need to have so much confidence and skills if you go world record. I think it's easy uh, to get the grasp on what's the. I mean, if you know what the best time is, then it's easy to
Right.
see how races are performing.
All right, coming up on what could be our final track here. That's no good banning Sebulba, more or less a throwaway ban. Um, Crypto banning Death Row's Revenge, and that's no good taking us to Spice Mine Run, no upgrades forced. So we should hopefully see both players on Bull's Roar here.
It's a match point as well, and that's not good. Still not using any forces.
I know he's forcing no upgrades here.
Oh,
Yeah, I have to agree with Dom here. I think this pick is a bit sketchy for That's No Good. Spice Mine Run is a longer track, so the player with the better lines is going to have a much bigger advantage.
right. That's not good. Showing off his parts. Yep, you're passed. You'd think that no upgrades would be ridiculously easy since it's going very slow. But it's almost making it more difficult. At least for me. Uh, since it's going so slow, I don't know, I think it's easier to make mistakes because you're used to going fast. And there's
That can be.
lot, yeah. I mean, there's so much boost managing as well, and I just doing the turn slowly just make it awkward. And at least for me, I made way more mistakes.
Yeah, well, yeah, the boost is the big thing here, right? It's so easy to overboost and just use way too much heat. So you're not used to having to wait, a full lap to cool down a lot of the time.
Hmm.
And yeah, as Dom says, actually, this does remove two of console's challenges. You would want to be playing at 60 FPS here anyway, just to get some traction. And yeah, console's difficulty with boosting often doesn't matter so much when your boost cooldown is 50 seconds.
Yeah, and I said, as Dom says, then Crypto probably have knowledge about no upgrades since he did really well on skips. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
And it does look like it's going to be Bullseye versus Bulls in a no upgrades setting,
Oh no!
where Bulls is massively faster than every other pod.
I don't. Oh no!
I don't think this is the real start. Yeah, okay, this should be the real one here.
Okay, that's not good. Just must be so very. He must be really comfortable with the.
It is sort of his signature pick, but I mean, I have to think he's probably, what, 30 or 40 seconds slower here?
We need to ask him because
I don't know the actual speed disparity, but it's bad.
I know very little of no upgrades, but I the very the one thing I picked up is that Bolts is way ahead of anything else on no upgrades.
Yeah, Dom's saying 35 seconds slower here, just from the pod pick.
Oh,
Yes,
that's the
Bullseye has some of the best handling of any pod, to answer a question in chat.
yeah glass cannon for sure. It's very easy
Yeah,
to. Oh, crash from crypto. But is that gonna? Isn't that a strategy sometimes? At some point,
it is.
reset the heat.
Nah, even at full heat, it's not faster.
Okay.
It can be faster to just crash if you're in no upgrades and you have like two red engines instead of slowing down to repair. But even with that death, which is probably about a 7 or 8 second time loss, that's still leagues ahead of That's No Good just on boost thrust.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, all you can hope for is just to crypto to have bad luck here.
Yeah, I mean, he would need Crypto to crash another, what, 4 or 5 times to make up for it.
I like that sandwich. If you want to be mean to the console player, you pick Malstar 100.
Yeah, that hairpin is nasty if you can't be playing on low traction.
So 180-degree turn. It's like a U-turn.
I like the way Crypto's playing this. He's not overusing the boost. taking reasonable, safe lines.
Hmm.
I would actually like to see him cool down even more through that tunnel. He can totally save his boost.
Oh! Sliding into the wall, that's what happens. Massive damage.
Yeah, is he gonna... Okay, he will fix the red engine. Oh, but he's not used to it taking so long.
And yeah, that's not good. He's... Even on the straight lines, he's boosting all the times. He should wait for the cooldown. Right?
Yeah, he should definitely be waiting for Bullseye to cool the whole way down. It doesn't take that long for Bullseye. He's actually got a pretty good cooling rate. I believe it's ballpark 8 seconds. But yeah, instead of waiting, he's catching fire. Crypto simply does not care about the red engine. Okay, finally fixes it. Had that going for about 15 seconds there.
And that's another thing that I picked up early in the tournament. That I mean, you need to avoid repairing as much as possible. But if you do take damage, then and if you have a long way to go, then you need to fix it. No? I've seen some players even try to leave a warning engine unrepaired.
Right, which you really don't want to do.
Nope, and then they boost. So,
Right. I had a 503 for Crypto. And that will
yeah.
take the match.
And I have no knowledge on no upgrades, but 137 lap. Not sure what's a really good lap.
I have no idea. I can look it up, though. I am unfortunately also somewhat of a no upgrades noob.
Yeah, it's part of the tournament, the pod race community. But for me, I have a need for speed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Looks like the world record no upgrade lap is a 130.
Ooh.
So actually fairly respectable for Crypto there. And 535 coming in as predicted, almost, well, just over 30 seconds behind even Deathless.
Yeah, yeah. That's what no upgrade is. Way more knowledge. You need to know when to boost, how to use slopes, and such. Not boosting slopes. I imagine. And welcome, Crypto.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You have any thoughts coming out of that? You looked pretty solid through a lot of those races. Some pretty clean, safe strats.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how well I was racing. The unupgraded kind of threw me off, especially on such a long track. I'm just panicking the whole time there. It's like, oh, I just feel like I'm going so slow. Then
Exactly what I feel.
yeah, there's such a difference between unupgraded and full upgrades. It's like, wow.
Yeah, definitely, especially in the boosting category. Hello there, that's no good.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Well, that's no good. How'd you feel about that turning performance? You obviously
Well,
took that.
I
Sunken
won
City
a
pretty
race.
convincing.
I won a race, so I count that as the best turning performance I've done this year.
There you go.
Yeah, you look pretty solid on Sunken City.
Well, it wasn't the fastest I've gone round that track. I must have made some mistakes to make it quite slow, but it was all right.
But
there's
I think we need, yeah, I think we need to ask about this no upgrade bullseye choice. That's not good.
Only pod I know for playing the upgrades. Not so well on all the other ones. So I need to find out what's the best one. But I know bullseye's like quite low, but not the lowest. From where I know it, it's fourth, isn't it? So Bob was quite good. And then there are, I think Mars is quite good. I can't remember exactly what are the better ones.
your top three are going to be Bull's Roar, and then Ben, and then Sebulba, as you identified.
That's what threw me off when he banned Sebulba, because I was trying to figure out what track would I be having to think about. I didn't even think about no upgrades. So my track pick was like totally based on this assumption of somehow that would be, I don't know. That lost me.
Interesting, huh? Yeah, Sebulba. It's funny how those strange pod bans can throw off your intuition about what to ban.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Bob was is not anywhere near. Well, it was at one point one of the top pods, wasn't it, for one track? But now it's seen as quite one of the worst pods of all time. So at least when it's upgraded, when it's not upgraded, it's not too bad. I guess from my knowledge, still a bit rusty on the upgrades.
Yeah, no upgrade's very different beast from Max. Still, a fun and exciting match from you both. Actually, a couple of fairly close races in there, which you always like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You seem to have a little bit problem with that Sarkin City shortcut, Crypto?
Yes. I was just not taking it right at all. And swinging way too far out and hitting that building on the other side.
There was a second route through.
There is. It's closer through the buildings, but I need to practice that one. I'm more consistent with the one I was racing in, even though it didn't look like it because it's like way out there, it's smack into that building. But I was hoping I would move that consistently where I wouldn't have to worry about a slowdown in time overall. But that's have a way of adding a cost to anything.
And that is always the hardest part of that track, is just that shortcut is so brutal, even if you take that safer version like you do, Crypto.
Even the respawn when I crashed, it didn't even set me on the right side of it. It didn't even think that I made it through. That hurt.
Yeah,
that's what happened on that first lap.
That's what I think it was, because it was like all of a sudden I was on the beginning side of it, not on the ending, and it's like, wait, oh shoot.
Alrighty, well, thank you both for an exciting match. GG's to both of you, and congratulations again, Crypto.
Thank you.
Yep. GG, well done.
GG.
And, well done taking Sunken City there. That's no good.
Yeah, it's a fun track. So, yeah.
I'd like to thank SpeedGaming, as always, for hosting our tournament here. It's always nice to have their tools and this stream to coordinate all of this for all of you lovely viewers. And if you are raring for some more pod racing action, we will have Yam versus Metallica on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
That'll be a fun match.
It's gonna be spicy.
Yeah, that'll be one of the final matches of the upper group. So should be
Wow.
pretty exciting match. All right, well, GG's to the runners again. Thank you all for coming out, and have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Well, in my case, it's good morning.
Oh, yes,
Good
good.
night.
Have a good day to all the European folks.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Take care, everyone.